put those brushes on. Let me see if I can get you zoomed in here and show you how those fit. All right, I got you a little closer here now. See if I can do this without moving it around too much. So it takes a brush case and a brush. And then the little spring. And the spring goes in the holder. And you compress it. And then that wire's got to hold the spring in. So I'm going to see if I can't find me a little something here to help stick that down in there a little farther. That's not big enough. Let's try this little pencil here. All right, we'll slide that down because you got to get it down far enough that the little eyelet can get on the end of the spring. Now if we can slip that in there, I just have to, I got to get that little wire, got a bigger end. There we go. And okay, see the wire's coming out, and when I push down on it, that holds the spring in. Now the brush just sets right in that eyelet on that wire, like that. And then you just slip that right down inside, just like that. So let's see if I can do that again without shooting the wire across the shop. So we need to put the spring down inside and press it a little bit. Then we got to get the wire in, and it's got to kind of cock to go in. Okay, and we want to make sure that it's all the way out, not stuck in the coils of the spring like that. And we'll go ahead and stick that brush. Ooh, about dropped it. And that fits down in there like that. And that's all there is. And then this little bracket is what actually holds the brushes to the body. It's just got these little screws here. See if we can get them started. Okay, there's those. Get them snugged up a little bit. All right. And that holds the bearing in. These little tabs here on the side push down on the case, lines up the brushes. So that's looking real good. So nice and smooth. So that's it. That's that part all back together, and now I'll go ahead and we'll get back a ways and you can watch me put the other side on. All right, we're getting ready to get this other half of the case set. And make sure everything, kind of do a little dry fit here. There's a little rubber boot right here, fits over this peg, and that lines up right on that block, and that holds that brass block right tight against the case. So we just kind of set this on, make sure that there's no wires that are pinching. Okay, everything fits all nice and flush. Alrighty. We'll, since we already got grease on everything, we'll go ahead and fill this half with grease, and then we'll go about building up the cord. A little bit of stuff in there. So we'll just go ahead and kind of goop some in this side. Like that. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and wipe off the mating surface so we're not squeezing grease out all over. All right, we'll set that off. Cap back on the grease so that don't get all over. Now we'll go ahead and start getting this cord together and get that cord on there. We'll need to strip the wires back, tin the end of the wires so that they slide up in the switch good, and we'll get that boot on and stuff. So that'll be our next task.